This is a local walk for local people. There's nothing for you here.
This is a local shop for local people. There's nothing for you here.
So as you may have seen, I'm in the little village of Onehouse in Suffolk. I've just come from the Shepherd and Dog, which is a great pub. Packed today because we're Sunday afternoon, so they'll be doing Sunday lunches, so I don't think you'll get in there at the minute. And across the road from them is Lakeside, which is camping, fishing and a great cafe with coffee and cake, if that's your thing. But I've just come away from the Shepherd and Dog and turned right down here, and I'm walking towards the Humpback Bridge here. Traffic's a little bit busy today. Normally it's not this busy. I guess it's kind of Sunday afternoon, people getting the last minute bit of shopping or going out for a pub, restaurant or something. Right, so we've come over the little Hump Bridge and we're going to turn left onto Coombs Lane. Slightly taking your life in your own hands on that corner, but we're just walking along the edge of the road here. Soon there's a little turn off to a footpath, and we shall be going up there away from traffic and other distractions. As you saw, when you get to the end of those few houses, see the little footpath sign. We're going to just follow the edge of this field up the hill to that woodland there, which I think is Temple Grove, or I think if you grew up here you might know it as the Big Woods, but on the map it's Temple Grove anyway. One of the reasons I wanted to take you with me on this walk is when I did the video about the secret picnic spot, a few of the locals said there is another little bench a bit closer, which I did know about and I did refer to in that video. I thought I'd do a video showing you if you wanted a shorter walk and that, if there's another nice little picnic spot here with a view. And also, as I think I said, this is a circular walk from the Shepherd and Dog pub and the Lakeside campsite opposite. And so if you wanted to do a pub walk one weekend, you could do this, either walk off your lunch afterwards, which is always an odd thing to say. Why would you eat lunch then walk it off? Anyway, you could do that, or you could do the walk first, build up a good appetite and time this walk to end at the pub or Lakeside and have a bite to eat at the end. One thing I've noticed recently is that YouTube has started putting ads on some of my videos. And they didn't used to do that until you had 1,000 subscribers, and then they would only do it with your permission. But they changed the terms of service, and I know there's other channels I watch with fewer than 1,000 subscribers. They've also got ads on now. I think what YouTube are trying to do is just irritate everyone enough, just enough, so that they take out their £12 monthly payment option where you don't have any ads on YouTube. But it's actually quite irritating for people like me who were not going to put ads on the videos in the first place. However, there could be an option for me to reduce the ads, or at least dictate where they play and whether they can be skipped, and that is by me getting to 1,000 subscribers. Now I think I'm less than 20 subscribers away from 1,000. Once I get there, I can, fairly sure, I think I can switch ads. If not off, I'll be able to switch them so they only play just at the beginning of the video. So I just find it really annoying when you got into the story and an advert comes up in someone's YouTube video. So I guess this would be the time to say that if you haven't clicked that red subscribe button, the little bell icon, now's a good time to do it, and it's more exciting than pressing skip ad. And now we're up at Temple Grove Woodland, and we're just going to walk along the side of it. This little footpath junction, there's a footpath to your left. You carry on, you'll also see into Temple Grove, and you'll probably see a sign that says private woods, keep out, or no trespassing, or whatever it says. So we stay out of the woods and we just carry on alongside the woodland, the woods on our right. Just follow the edge of the woods round, basically, can't go wrong. So we've just sort of bared right around the edge of the wood, but you just keep the woodland on your right. Can't go wrong. Oh, butterfly. The path starts to slope down a bit. You'll see a hole in the hedge, and just through the hedge is a little secret bench with a nice view of the village of Great Finborough. I almost hesitate to tell you about this little secret bench because generally when I've come down here you're guaranteed a seat because there's nobody there. But when Hazel and I were researching this the other week, we came up the field and there was a couple on the bench. It was alright, we just sat down a bit further along on the field, had our picnic, and it turned out actually the couple on the bench do watch the channel, so it's nice to have a little chat with them. But I think today, because it's wet and overcast, I don't think we'll find anyone on the bench. We'll see. So basically just ahead there's a little hole in the hedge and you go through that onto the footpath. As you can see, it's pretty amazing view from the bench here. And I noticed today the crops have been harvested. It's a bit difficult when I came here the day to check out the route because the crops hadn't been harvested, and some of the footpaths seem to have disappeared under the crops. But anyway, I think we will probably have an easier time today finding out where the footpath is. So you can see the bench behind me there. I'm going to go left as I'm facing away from the bench. If you don't want as long a walk to where I'm going, you can turn right and then you just go down the edge of that field there. Although technically the footpath goes across this field, but it's got lost in the crops. But yeah, just follow the edge of that field and get to the bottom and turn right, but we'll meet up with that. Today I'm going left, and you just see a little post up here with the footpath sign. Then we're going to go across the field of crops. once you're on this footpath, you just follow it straight down to the bottom of the field. I don't think there's any turn-offs to get lost on. When I was doing my little plastic rant in this video the other day, the crops hadn't been harvested, but the footpath was very clear in which direction it went, and the same is true now the crops have been harvested. As the rain's just started now, and obviously my hallmark of these videos is I never think to stick a waterproof in the bag. I nearly did, but I thought it's probably not going to rain much, but it doesn't matter if it does, we'll just get wet. I think the camera's waterproof. We'll find out, won't we? I've just come to the edge of the field, and you just bear right a little bit going downhill till you come to the trees ahead, and then we're going to turn right. The rain is getting heavier and a bit more persistent. Could do with windscreen wipers on the glasses, but not that that will bother you, because presumably you're sat somewhere dry watching this, so it doesn't really matter. However, I am distinctly moist. I'll tell you what I do like. I like it a lot. And that is the farmer here. You got this field of crops, but they've left this bit here to be a wildflower meadow. I'm guessing that because there is a notice up not too far away asking if walkers like the wildflower meadow, so I'm guessing it's all part of the same farm. But this is great because it's a really big area. It's probably a couple of football fields, and it's been left to wildflower meadow. Great for rewilding and the environment. So whatever the reason, I'm really glad they've done that. Now as we approach the bottom of the hill, we are going to turn right along the side of the field. So the bench I was sat on a moment ago is just the other side of the field, so just come down, turned this way. We're just heading straight ahead down the side of the field with the trees and the hedgerow on our left. So remember I said if you wanted a shorter walk the top instead of going round the field like I have, you could have just set off to the right from the bench and come down the side of this field here. I think technically the footpath goes diagonally across down here somewhere. Just notice there's someone on the horse down there. But so you'd come out here and join the walk as we continue on. For a little moment we just follow this hedgerow, which I think indeed follows a stream or a ditch or something along the edge of the field. Now this next bit is where it's easy to get lost. This is actually my third attempt at doing this. So I kind of looked on the map, came to do the walk the other day, and I couldn't find this next bit at all. So I came again more recently with Hazel, and we did the walk in reverse so that I'd come out on the road where I wanted to come out. And we found the way down. Again, it slightly goes off the footpath. That's a confusing thing. But I've got that mapped out, and we should not get lost this time. So you follow the bends on the edge of the field where the ditch is. We'll come to a post with a yellow marker on, and we'll just check the route from there. So you'll come to the post with the yellow marker on. Now it's saying to turn right at this point, but you've got this the end of the wildflower meadow here, no visible footpath. So the way I kind of found it the other day is just walk on a little bit further to this next field, and you will see that there's a possible footpath to your right, slightly turning back on yourself. We're going to go down there, I think, at the moment.
Warning.
Don't do that. We actually carry on a little bit further as the hedgerow bends to the left. So the footpath I was trying to get on is there somewhere. But you come down here a little bit further, and there is another post with a yellow footpath sign on. We're going to follow that one. Yep, so this is the second post you'll come to that's got the yellow footpath sign on. This points us up across the field, so we're going to take that footpath. I'm not sure where the other one goes to, but basically, and you can see this footpath actually goes up across the crops to the top of the field. Yeah, so the first time I tried this, I just carried on along the bottom of the field there, but you come out on the Finborough Road too soon, and that's a bit of a dodgy road, a bit sketchy to walk on, because things are at 60-mile-an-hour traffic, and they don't appear to be expecting walkers down there. And so just follow the what you can see is the clear footpath up to the top of this hill, and you reach the field edge on the other side. And we're going to bear left and follow the edge of the field. Again, I think technically the footpath is somewhere out in the crops there. Walk along the top of the field and to the corner with the woodland. As you saw there, we just bared left down the side of the field because we're actually trying to meet up with where the footpath actually is, and it's slightly disappeared. Yes, and then you'll see just ahead it's kind of just an opening that seems the logical way to go into the woods. Absolutely chucking it down now. Here's a little tip I've been telling myself since I was about 17, I think. Jeans, denim in general, is not good for walking in the rain. It comes cold and wet and stays cold and wet for a very long time. So note to self, put on your blinking walking trousers next time you go for a walk. And this little track will bring us out onto the Finborough Road. Slightly damper than an octopus's armpit here, and try not to get wiped out by drivers coming up the hill. Walking facing oncoming traffic, as the highway code says. So just follow this road down to the Coombs Lane Junction where we began before, and we will eventually come to the pub and the campsite. This little bit is the most dangerous bit, I think, walking on the road, but it's not far, it's probably less than half a mile, and we'll soon come to Burford Bridge again, near where we started. A most refreshing walk, a little damp. Just coming up to the little humpy bridge now, a bit of road rage going on here. There we are back at the oh, there you are. There we are back at the Shepherd and Dog pub. I'm absolutely soaked, that's fine. I'll wander home and get a change of clothes and get in the warm. But yeah, it's I can recommend the Shepherd and Dog pub. Great food, and if you're into beer and all that, they've got all the cask ales and stuff. And just across the road is Lakeside, which is a lovely cafe. So if you want to watch another one of my walks, try one of these videos here.